Ideas Inspire Information Podcast powered by Loke Enterprise. Here's your host, Braxton Holly.
Welcome to another edition of Ideas Inspire Information, and it's Friday. We're on your Friday Fitness Fix with Trainer Joe, and today we're talking motivation, and we're talking about it in a way that you just don't typically hear motivation.
Exactly. You know, motivation is kind of like that surface level type thing where it's what you need to get yourself started, so to speak. So we're going to talk about how to do that. How do you get yourself motivated, and what do you use as motivation? Because there are certain things that are good for motivation but aren't sustainable. And, you know, we want things that are going to be long-lasting and non-superficial motivational
Definitely.
utilities.
Definitely. So before we get too deep, let us get everybody to follow our social medias, where to find us and where to find these workouts. So me and DJ actually do a thing called Backyard Boys, which is not a individual account at this point. It's on both of our accounts, Trainer Joe 20 and Joe Fitness, and
Exactly.
You'll find it. I'll stick it somewhere right here if you're watching the podcast for sure. And I'm at IB Holly and Ideas Inspire Information. You'll definitely be able to get to the link there as well. Today we have a special guest, but we'll let you wait to hear who that is. So DJ, tell us about the superficial and the sustainability of motivation.
Okay. Well, I'd rather tell you a story.
Okay.
So I had this client who came to me wanting to lose about 50 pounds before she went on a beach trip. She was going to Miami, so of course she's trying to get fine with that beach vibe, right? Which is completely fine. But I posed this question to her, and she was a little confused. I said, okay, cool, but what are you going to do after the beach? She kind of looked at me like, what are you talking about? And what I was really trying to get her to think about and to kind of prompt her to understand is that your life is going to continue after the beach, so your regimen should continue also. When you start thinking about superficial things like the way you look, you're kind of getting yourself into a vicious cycle of probably not going to be able to motivate yourself to finish the way you started. So you want to do sustainable motivations, so to speak, like I'm trying to stay alive. I'm trying to lose X amount of weight because I don't want heart issues. I'm trying to lose X amount of weight because I'm trying to break the cycle. All these people in my past have died or had superior, super complicated quality of life because of their health issues. And I want to rid that for those who come behind me. So let's think about superficial versus sustainable. You want to be sustainable and keep going into forever, instead of being superficial and doing your 3-month, 6-month workout and continuing on this vicious cycle where you are super motivated that first week, second week maybe, and then you miss a day, and 6 months later you're in the same boat.
Exactly. And I like to hop on that as well. So when you said those health issues into the future, a lot of people that are younger aren't thinking about that. They're just thinking about what they're doing now and how they can have fun or how they can go and make some money, but instead of focusing some of that time on their personal self. And I think about that a lot, and knowing there are times that I'm not able to work out as much as I like, but in those times I make sure that what I'm eating and my diet is in equal balance to me not being able to get my physical fitness in as much as I like at that point.
Right. You hit the nail on the head, man, because you have to be able to kind of strategize, because, I mean, this is your fitness, your health, your life. Like, this should be a number one priority, so to speak. So when it comes to, like you said, you mentioned younger people aren't really like thinking about stuff like that. I kind of pose it like this. I'm like, okay, you want a 6-pack. That's great. Like, I want a 6-pack too. But do you want to be able to bend over and pick up something when you're 60? Because I would really much rather be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And to be honest, if you're really focusing on your fitness and if you're really focusing on your diet, all that superficial stuff is going to come anyway. You know, that's a side effect to worrying about, you know, your health.
Exactly. So on your journey to being able to get to that body or get to that physique that you're looking for, that's going to come because you took the time out 10 minutes a day to actually prepare your food versus going through a drive-through. You took that 30 minutes before you went to bed to do some squats and some push-ups instead of laying in the bed and watching Netflix. Netflix isn't going anywhere. You could definitely turn that on after you get done with that exercise. You can actually turn it on while you're doing that exercise. But if you're not motivated to do it, you're not going to get to any point in life that you possibly want to be in your future.
Exactly. You'll reach a plateau, and you'll be happy with that. Another thing I tell my clients is complacency is killer. Complacency is killer. If you're happy with where you're at right now, I mean, you're not going to go any further, of course. So, you know, stay hungry. Always stay hungry.
Definitely. So, DJ, just getting out of that vicious cycle and being able to reflect on yourself as a person, how is that a thing for you to be motivated? Like, are you as a person, you probably get up early and you probably get your exercise in. Run us through kind of your routine of how you stay motivated.
So I stay motivated through the things that I see in my daily life, from my occupation, and then just the state of this country right now, to be honest. So I work in a physical therapy clinic. I see people that literally cannot walk, literally can't do this. You know, like they would just love to get that seasoning off the top shelf. They would love to just push the lawnmower and cut their own grass. Things that we healthy people take for granted. And I had to sit back one day and kind of realize that I'm healthy. I can do this stuff, so why not do it? I had this guy who just wants to, like I said, just cut his grass again. Like, who am I to pay somebody to cut my grass when I got these muscles, I got these legs, and I can do it myself? Like, it's not an option for me. On the other hand, there are a lot of people that look like me that did not get the opportunity that I have. Someone actively stopped their opportunity by ending their life for no apparent reason. So, Tamir Rice, George Floyd, any black person of color that has been, any black life that apparently did not matter to the person who pulled the trigger, they can't do the things that we do now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, as a black man, I think it's my responsibility to do as much as I can to help myself and my family and my fellow black people, because others just weren't warranted that same opportunity.
Definitely. And that you got a little heavy there, DJ.
Yeah. I ain't mean to go that way.
I wasn't prepared, but you're definitely right. That if nothing else motivates you, and if you're someone that has been in a state of feeling differently with everything that's been going on, that's motivation right there. So
exactly. I think I'm not to cut you off, man, but I think it really takes a true look on the inside, a true self-reflection of what do I really want out of life, and then how do I expect to get there. Mm-hmm. So if you're cool with being overweight, or if you're cool with your back pain, or if you're cool with your knee pain, be cool with it. No problem. That's your body. Sure, do your thing. But if you're not cool with it, make it happen.
Exactly. Like, don't complain about something that you have the ability to change just because you don't want to be uncomfortable. Change doesn't come from comfortability, and
or complacency.
And that's definitely something. If you're following our Backyard Boys, I stick it at the bottom of every post. Consistency is the key to change. And if you're not being consistent with what you're doing, you won't make a change, and change isn't something that's in the cards for you because you weren't consistent. You didn't make a choice. You weren't motivated. It all starts with you. You can't complain that, hey, I had to stay at work late today, so I can't get my workout in. I'm sure you got 30 minutes when you get home to do something. If it's as simple as doing 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and 100 sit-ups, you did something, and something is consistency.
Exactly.
I think it's important to educate yourself as well. If
There she is, y'all.
That's our special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Janisa. You can follow me on Instagram on Nisi Latoya or DPT Dance. I am a graduating doctorate of physical therapy student.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time. Go ahead. Say it one more time.
A doctorate of physical therapy student. But like I was saying, I think it's very important for people to educate yourself, especially if you don't know where to get started, you don't know what to do. And Braxton, you spoke earlier about nutrition. Like, it's important to educate yourself because you don't want to be in positions like DJ was talking about with that his patients are in, where you can't do something for yourself. That big mama that you have that has diabetes and hypertension and she can't do a lot of things for herself, you don't want to be that way. You don't want to be there at 60. 60 is still young. I don't know what anybody has told you, but 60 is still young and you're still capable and able of doing a lot of things. But educate yourself. What's the saying? It's like ignorance is bliss or something like that, but it's like you can't be like complacent with just not knowing. That's not okay. Exactly. To just you can't not be okay know.
With not knowing. I got you.
Definitely, because I was not abreast to the statement. So y'all forgive me for not jumping in and explaining.
That's not acceptable.
That. It's not acceptable. I must do some more studying. With that being said, in the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, habit number 2 says, begin with the end in mind. So if you want to be somewhere, you want to get somewhere, you have to know what it is you want to be, where it is you want to go, and then create a plan for it. Create action steps. And not to go off subject, but I have another episode coming where I am talking directly about actions. What to do, how to do it, plans, create, brainstorming. You have to be able to create a plan in order to reach a goal. And if I wanna run 3 miles, I can't just run outside and start running 3 miles because I don't know how far I'm going. I need to set my watch to say, hey, let me know when I get to mile 1. So therefore, I know how far I've gone so far in case that route is mile 1 and back, mile 2 and back, mile 3 and back. I need to create a plan and know what I'm doing in order to do it the best way I can.
And to piggyback off what you said, Braxton, you have to, 1, be motivated. Find something. I don't care what it is. Find something that is going to be sustainable that will motivate you. I kind of gave you my spiel, and I think it was a pretty good one. So yeah, just find that motivation, make your plan, because like once you make that plan and you know exactly where you want to go, the goal is that much more attainable. And to finish off, if you guys haven't heard anything that we've said this whole episode, please turn off your TV, tell your kids to leave you alone, listen to what I'm saying. Everybody out there, you are absolutely perfect the way you are right now. Absolutely perfect. If 200 pounds overweight, 100 pounds underweight, I don't care what it is, you are absolutely perfect the way you are right now. I think that we all get kind of caught up into the social norms and like, what America thinks you're supposed to look like. And you can't really go off that stuff. You got to know what you feel in here. And if you're good with the way you look, be good with it. More power to you. That's a very, very, very rare quality to have. But big BUT ... on the end of this one. But if you do not agree with the way you look or feel, then that and only that is when it's time to make a change. Because any other reason is not sustainable. Any other reason is probably superficial. So understand, it's all on you and the way you feel. And if you actually want a real change, find the motivation and make it happen.
Definitely. Well, DJ, Janice, thank you. Thank you for another quality episode of your Friday Fitness Fix here on Ideas Inspire Information. And I believe that's a wrap. If we haven't done anything else for you today, hopefully we've motivated you in some way, form, or fashion.
And if you didn't like anything that we said, or if you have something like you'd like to add on, or any questions like that, please feel free to DM us, email us, send a smoke signal, whatever you got to do, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. There are no dumb questions. Please don't cuss us out or anything like that. I have a really bad attitude. But anything other than that, we're good.
I have anxiety, so if y'all message me, it's going to take like 3 to 5 business days for me to come up with a response.
Be nice to her, because I don't play.
Well, thank you. And we'll see you next week on your Friday Fitness Fix here on Ideas Inspire Information.